Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Priyanka Ghosh and this video is on surface tension. Before going into details of this chapter, first see some images. Here it is an insect. This insect is walking on the surface of water. It is not a magic, it is a reality. Are you excited to know what is the reason behind that? Don't worry, in this video we shall find out the answer. If we place a needle very carefully on the surface of water, it looks like that. That means it is just sitting on it. But if we place it slightly, it goes down. That means it is sinking. Why? Because we all know density of needle is greater than density of water. That's why this needle is sinking. Then why at first this needle is just sitting on it? We will see the same scenario in case of a paper clip. So after seeing these three examples, it is clear that surface of water acts like a stretched membrane. It is a special property of a liquid. When anybody can break it, object is sinking. And this property is known as surface tension. I am saying it once again. The surface of a liquid acts like a membrane, and this property is known as surface tension. Now look at the first picture. In the first picture we see there is an insect, and this insect is walking on the surface of water. The surface is changed at the point of contact, right? So let's understand these concepts through an examples. We all use a string for drying our wet clothes. When we hang wet clothes over there, the shape of the string is changed. It looks like that. That means it forms a concave shape. Now apply this concept in the first picture. You are easily getting my point. So after seeing this experiment or after seeing these examples, it is clear that the surface of water acts like a membrane. These all are related to surface tension. Now moving to the basic concept of surface tension. Here tension do not mean any mental stress. Here tension means tightness. Free surface of a liquid behaves like stretched membrane. This property of a liquid is called surface tension. Now the question is, why does the free surface of a liquid behave like a stretched membrane? So let's understand this through an examples. That means here I am drawing a diagram. It is a container. This container is full of water. That means there are umpteen water molecules. Here I am drawing some of them. Now let's take this water molecule for an example. This water molecule is also surrounded some other water molecules, and this water molecule is experiencing some intermolecular force of attraction. And this intermolecular force of attraction is known as cohesive force, and as a result we get a net downward force. They don't have anything pulling them from above, and as a result we get net downward force. That means molecules are closely packed on the surface of water, and as a result the density of water is slightly high on this particular point. Now this question is what happens if we take a water molecule inside water. Now let's take this water molecule for an example. This water molecule is also surrounded some other water molecules. This water molecule is also experiencing some intermolecular force of attraction. But in that particular case, intermolecular force of attraction is cancelled to each other, and as a result we get zero net force. I am saying it once again. When we take a water molecule very near to the free surface of water, we get a net downward force, and this force causes membrane-like structure of the free surface of a liquid. But if we take a water molecule inside water, we get zero net force. I hope this point is clear to you. Now moving to the some another important features of surface tension. Due to surface tension, a liquid surface tends to occupy a minimum surface area. So let's do an activity. Take a cup of hot tea or hot milk. Leave it for some time. After some time, you will observe a membrane covers the outermost layer of liquid. This membrane indicates surface tension. And if we observe it very carefully, you will see there are some wrinkles. And this wrinkle indicates that liquid surface tends to occupy a minimum surface area. Now we are going to talk about our rain droplets. We all know rain droplets always form a spherical shape. Why? Because it tends to occupy a minimum surface area, and this is possible only for spherical shape. That's why rain droplets always form a spherical shape. Now we are going to discuss more application of surface tension. Here it is a painting brush. When the brush is taken out of water, the hairs cling together due to surface tension. This happens because the free surface of water tries to acquire minimum surface area. So this is the case before dipping water, and we see the hairs of this brush get separated, but after dipping water the hairs cling together due to surface area due to surface tension, and it tries to acquire a minimum surface area. We will see the same scenario in case of a dry and wet hair. In wet hair, we see the hairs cling together to maintain minimum surface area. I hope this point is clear to you. Till now, we have discussed basic concept of surface tension and some applications of surface tension. Now we are going to discuss the scientific definition of surface tension. Surface tension can be defined as the force acting per unit length of an imaginary line drawn on the liquid surface. The direction of force is being perpendicular to this line and tangential to the liquid surface. Here I am drawing liquid surface. This is the liquid surface. Now here I am drawing an imaginary line. Now the direction of force is perpendicular to this imaginary line. Now I am saying this once again. Surface tension can be defined as the force acting per unit length of an imaginary line drawn on the liquid surface, and the direction of force is being perpendicular to this line and tangential to the liquid surface. So after reading this statement, we can say that surface tension is equal to force by length, and surface tension can be denoted by F. That means surface tension is equal to force by length, and F is equal to F by L. So after seeing this relation, we can easily say the unit of surface tension. Now tell me, what is the SI unit of surface tension? The SI unit of surface tension is equal to Newton by meter. I hope this point is clear to you. Now we are going to discuss some factors which are affecting the surface tension. So here are two images. The first image depicts a tea making process, and the second picture depicts a cup of tea. As I told earlier, leave a cup of hot tea or hot milk for some time. After some time, you will observe there is a membrane which covers the outermost layer of liquid. This membrane indicates surface tension. This membrane is not formed when liquid is very hot. This membrane is formed when this liquid lost some heat, right? So that means we can say when temperature is high, surface tension is low, and when temperature is low, surface tension is high. I am saying it once again. If we keep hot milk or hot tea for some time, you will observe there is a membrane on the top of the surface, right? That means it indicates surface tension. This membrane is formed when this tea or milk lost some heat. So that means here we get an inverse relation between surface tension and temperature. So we can say surface tension of liquid decreases with rise in temperature and vice versa. Now tell me one thing, which one do you prefer? A hot tea or a cold tea? Obviously hot tea. Why? Because with increase in temperature of liquid, its surface tension decreases so that it tends to acquire a larger area. That means the hot tea spreads throughout our tongue. That's why we prefer hot tea. Now moving to another important topic, that is addition of impurities. The surface tension of liquids changes with addition of impurities. A highly soluble substance like sodium chloride increases the surface tension of water. That means when we add salt in water, surface tension of water is increased. A sparingly soluble substance like soap reduces the surface tension of water. That means if we add soap in water, the surface tension of water is decreased. Now let's see what happens when we add salt and soap in water. First we add salt in water. So let's see what happens. There are two toothpicks here. Now we add some salt in this water. See the images very carefully. So after adding salt in water, we see these two toothpicks move closer. It indicates that surface tension of water is increased. Now see this demonstration once again. Now we add some salt. Look at the toothpick very carefully. These two toothpicks move closer. It indicates after adding salt, this water increase surface tension, right? Now we will see what happens if we add soap in water. Now there are two toothpicks here. Now we add liquid soap. What happens? These two toothpicks get separated. That means this soap decreases the surface tension of liquid. So see this demonstration once again. What happens? Now we add liquid soap, and what happens? These two toothpicks get separated. I hope this point is clear to you. Till now, we have discussed the basic information on the basic concept of surface tension. I hope now you can easily understand the concept behind surface tension. Now moving to the homework part. What is our homework? Let's see. Why is hot soup more tasty than the colder one? It is your homework. Don't forget to answer this question in the comment box. So thank you for watching me, and don't forget to watch my next video. Till then, bye.